I like mayo. I put it on almost everything. Pizza, spaghetti, sandwiches, pickles, everything. And my favorite one is Hellmann's mayo. So today we're gonna see how the real Hellmann's mayo is made. A quick note that you can suggest a video to react on via super thanks, super chat, or clicking the join button. Now let's begin.
Commonly used in sandwiches, hot dogs, hamburgers, and French fries.
Oh yeah. French fries. French fries with mayo is the best combination. You cannot persuade me that there is anything better to put on French fries.
Delicious taste makes sandwiches juicier, turns hard-boiled eggs into deviled eggs, and serves as the creamy dressing for Russian salad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Have you ever wondered how mayonnaise
Russian
is
salad.
made?
Salad, Olivier, or Russian salad. There is some difference, someone might say. You cannot do it without a couple of jars of mayo. It's a must.
In this video, we'll discover how over 1 million bottles of mayonnaise are produced in a single day.
I get excited
Mayonnaise
when we talk
quickly became
about
a
mayo.
popular and widespread sauce in European cuisine.
Subscribe
in
to
the early
this guy
20th
that I'm
century.
watching
A
his
German
video
immigrant named
process.
Richard Hellmann
Link
opened a
will be
shop
in
in
the
New York
description.
City. The salads his wife made with her homemade mayonnaise were popular items. When customers started asking if they could buy the mayonnaise, the Hellmanns began producing it in bulk.
Not
The condiment
Hellmann's.
became so popular that they began selling it in small wooden containers. There are several recipes, but all include egg and oil as main ingredients.
Of course, every mayonnaise includes egg and oil as main ingredient. By the way, this story reminds me a little bit of the ketchup stories, but we're gonna get into another video. Let's watch mayo.
Mayonnaise is made by mixing egg yolks and oil, then seasoning with various combinations of
Very
vinegar,
easy to make at
herbs,
home.
and spices. It all starts with thousands of eggs. 23,000 free-range hens lay their eggs in a 2,600 square meter barn. This is where mayonnaise production begins. Most hens lay an egg a day, and the factory relies on them because without eggs, there's no mayonnaise. Each egg is delicately placed in a tray, ready for transport, always with the tip down, ensuring the yolk settles perfectly inside the tray. The 21,500 eggs will be enough to make nearly 11,000
jars of mayonnaise per day.
Jars of mayonnaise. The eggs are loaded onto pallets and travel to a specialized processing factory that receives and processes up to 4 million eggs each day. Mayonnaise
4 million, you cannot even imagine. I cannot even imagine. I'm just gonna watch.
Only needs the egg yolk, so it needs to be separated from the egg white. A machine that can separate 280 eggs in 10 seconds is used for this.
This is the biggest waste in fitness history, people separating the egg whites from the egg yolks. I'm not talking about mayo. Eat it whole, do not separate it. You're losing the most nutritious part. Just stop.
The yolks exit through chutes and are then pumped into a 10 milliliter tank. Later, salt
10
is
milliliter.
added. This increases the shelf life of the egg yolks from 2 weeks to 3 months.
10 milliliter? Where is this tank? I only see huge stuff. Do you even know how much is 10 milliliters?
Then it's pasteurized to kill any bacteria and packaged in a container. Each container holds 1,000 kilograms of salted egg yolk. These containers travel to the factory. There's enough egg in each container to make 25,000 jars of mayonnaise.
Not bad.
The raw egg arrives in liquid form and is pasteurized to kill salmonella and other.
Salmonella usually doesn't live inside the egg, but on the eggshell. So the eggshell is the one that should be cleaned and washed. They pasteurize, I cannot even say it in English, the inner side, the yolks, which is still gonna kill any bacteria that lives in there, but if there are any spores, they can regrow after 24 hours.
Bacteria. A worker connects the evacuation hose to the tank, and with a few taps of a hammer, the valve opens. An extra pump extracts the egg to a receiving tank, and all raw materials are checked to verify their freshness.
Everything looks
when
so
they arrive
clean
at
in
the
there.
processing plant, stored materials are also periodically tested. The second main ingredient is soybean oil, which arrives in a tank.
Soybean.
As a safety measure, the tank comes
Is soybean oil cheaper than sunflower oil? Apparently it should be, but is it healthier?
Sealed from the supplier to ensure it hasn't been opened until its arrival. A pumping system transfers the oil to a large storage tank. During the process, workers weigh the ingredients that make up the secret spice blend added to the mayonnaise.
Secret spice blend. Do you know what is used to make mustard? It's the secret spice blend.
Next, white vinegar and salt are combined into the mix. Salt is added to enhance the flavor. Preservatives like calcium and sodium are also added to extend shelf life.
Salt is not bad in this case,
but a large tank of room temperature water, creating what they call slurry.
When we get to the tomato sauce, to the ketchup video, you're gonna see how much sugar they put in. That's why I always say, if you have to choose one of the two evils, ketchup or mayo, if you can choose only one, choose mayo. At least it doesn't have the sugar in it.
So now there are 3 prepared tanks.
Hopefully
slurry,
this one doesn't have
one of egg
it.
yolk and one of oil. For large-scale mayonnaise preparation, the process begins with mixing. Using a dosing system, the necessary amount is extracted from each tank and sent to a mixing container.
It looks
The remaining
disgusting.
ingredients are added and mixed until they're completely hydrated and evenly dispersed. In a matter of minutes, the egg, oil, and slurry are mixed together. Starch is also added to maintain texture for a longer period, and it's heated,
And there you
creating
go.
a creamy and flavorful
Starch.
mayonnaise. At regular intervals, the factory collects samples and forwards them to the quality control department.
Can someone point out one product that doesn't contain tons of starch or tons of maple or sugar or any syrup or tons of flour? Just one. Oh yeah, fruits. Which contain carbs, but anyway, that's a different story. At least it's healthy.
Laboratory technicians evaluate various criteria such as color, consistency, and flavor. Once it passes quality control, the mayonnaise is distributed into glass jars using a filling machine.
I don't really like the
mayonnaise is moved
classical
through the pumping
mayo.
system to the bottling station.
I like the one that has mustard
Pre-sterilized
in it.
jars move along conveyor belts as predetermined amounts of mayonnaise are poured into the jars. The jars are sealed with metal screw caps. Each jar is filled with exactly 680 grams of freshly prepared mayonnaise.
At least that's
The
how they
machine fills
advertise
each
it.
jar in less than a second. The cap will preserve freshness and prevent tampering with the contents. After leaving the factory, a labeling machine applies the label, and
These jars are great. Here in Bulgaria, we use them to prepare for the winter. We put fruits, water, sugar. I do not know how is it called in English. We call it compote here in Bulgaria. And we use those jars. Usually they are amazing.
the mayonnaise is bottled and ready to be added to your hamburger. The factory also packages mayonnaise in sachets made on one side with transparent polyethylene film and on the other with the product's brand label.
These are not
These will
really
be sent
sold
to
in my
suppliers
country.
of packaged sandwiches and fast food restaurants.
Well, I think it was a fascinating video and I love mayonnaise a lot. I want to know, how do you guys eat your mayo and do you even like it? I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.